Namaste. My name is Manisha Singh, Assistant Professor in Department of Food and Biotechnology under Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Sciences in Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. In today's session, we will discuss all about the food analysis and quality control. In this, we will discuss all about the food analysis. Okay, so let's begin with the topic food analysis. Food analysis basically is the discipline dealing with the development, application, and study of analytical procedures for characterizing the properties of foods and their constituents. These analytical procedures are used to provide information about a wide variety of different characteristics of foods, including their composition, structure, physicochemical properties, and sensory attributes. This information is critical to our rational understanding of the factors that determine the properties of foods as well as to our ability to economically produce foods that are consistently safe, nutritious, and desirable, and for consumers to make informed choices about their diet. The objective of this food analysis is to review the basic principles of the analytical procedures commonly used to analyze foods and to discuss their application to the specific components, for example, the lipids, proteins, water, carbohydrates, and the minerals. Okay, so basically, what is the reason for analyzing the foods? Foods are analyzed by the scientists working in all of the major sectors of the food industry, including the food manufacturers, ingredient suppliers, analytical surveys, laboratories, government laboratories, and university research laboratories. Then we have the government regulations and recommendations that designed to maintain the general quality of the food supply to ensure the food industry provides consumers with foods that are wholesome and safe, to inform consumers about the nutritional composition of foods so that they can make knowledgeable choices about their diet, to enable fair competition amongst the food companies and to eliminate economic fraud. Then we have the standards. The government agencies have a specified number of voluntary and mandatory standards concerning the composition, quality, inspection, and labeling of the specific food products. So the mandatory standards are the standards of identity, standard of quality, and standard of fill of container. Then voluntary standards are standards of the grade. Then we have the nutritional labeling, authenticity, and food inspection and grading. Next, we have the food safety. One of the most important reason for analyzing the foods from both the consumers and the manufacturer standpoint is to ensure that they are safe, and it would be economically disastrous as well as being rather unpleasant to the consumers if a food manufacturer sold a product that was harmful or toxic, that will affect the consumers. Okay, next we have the quality control, and to do this they must ensure that their products are of higher quality, less expensive, and more desirable than their competitors, whilst ensuring that they are safe and nutritious. To meet these rigorous standards, food manufacturers need analytical techniques to analyze food materials before, during, and after the manufacturing process to ensure that the final product meets the desired standards. The characterization of raw materials, monitoring of food properties during processing, characterization of the final product, and a system known as hazard analysis and critical control point, which is also known as HACCP. Then we have the research and development, and research is mainly directed towards investigating the structure and interaction of food ingredients and how they are affected by changes in environment, such as the temperature, pressure, and mechanical agitation. Okay, then we have the properties analyzed. The food analysts are interested in obtaining the information about a variety of different characteristics of foods, including their composition, structure, physicochemical properties, and sensory attributes. So we will study about the composition, then structure, about the molecular structure, microscopic structure, and macroscopic structure. Then we have the physicochemical properties, like the optical properties of the foods, whether it is whiter or appearance, and the rheological properties of the foods, the stability of a food, and the flavor of a food. And last is the sensory attributes. Okay, then we have the uh, how is the choosing a technical analytical technique. So there are usually a number of different analytical techniques available to determine a particular property of a food material, and it is therefore necessary to select the most appropriate technique for the specific application. Number one is the books. Then we have tabulated official methods of analysis, then journals and equipment and reagent suppliers, internet, and developing a new technique. Then we have the molecular characteristics like size, shape, polarity, electrical charge, interactions, and radiation. Then we have the physical properties, that is the density, rheology, optical properties, electrical properties, phase transitions in which the melting point and the boiling point. Next, we have the chemical reactions, the specific chemical reactions between the component of interest and an added reagents. Okay, so some of the criteria that are important in selecting a technique that are the precision, reproducibility, accuracy, simplicity of operation, the costs required, speed, sensitivity, specificity, safety, whether this technique is destructive or non-destructive to the food product, online or offline, then official approvals like ISO, etc., and nature of the food matrix. Okay, next we have the quality evaluation of the food product. So the quality basically an ultimate criterion for desirability of any product. Food quality can be evaluated by the sensory methods and the objective methods. So the subjective method of evaluating the food's quality based on some measures of perception of the human senses is known as the subjective analysis, or you can say it is a sensory method. In the sensory analysis, basically we are using our senses. Okay, for the by the appearance we will use our eyes, and that is the sight. By the sight we will analyze the color, size, and shape of the food product. By smelling the product, by with the help of nose, we will getting the aroma or flavor or aromatics of the food product. By hearing, by the ears, we will know about the sound, and by which we will get the intensity and quality. Intensity of force we require to break down the food product, and and the quality of the food product, so that we will know about the texture of the food product. And by touching also we will get the texture by the mechanical and the tactile property. Okay, by taste we will get the flavor, whether it is sweet, sour, bitter, salty, and umami in taste. Okay, so that is the subjective analysis. Then we have the quality of the food product is assessed by the means of human sensory organs, for example, the appearance, flavor, color, texture, etc. And it is also known as subjective or organoleptic test. And there are sub-dissections like effective testing that deals with the objective facts about the product, affective testing that is subjective facts such as the preferences, that is how well the products are likely to be accepted, and also known as it is the consumer testing. So affective testing is also known as the consumer testing. Okay, then we have the perception, that is the biochemical and physiological psychological aspects of the sensation is known as the perception. Okay, next we have the quality of the food products. No. We have the methods of basically the objective methods, in which the methods of evaluating the food quality that depend on some measure other than the human senses. For example, the character like density, maturity, moisture content, oil content, and the tenderness. So the quality of the food product depends on properties such as the physical properties, mechanical properties, optical properties, electrical properties, magnetic properties, and the electromagnetic properties. Okay, so these are the objective methods, and the quality of the food product basically depends on these properties. Okay, so the physical properties is basically size, shape, weight, specific gravity, bulk density, volume, porosity of the food product. And these are easy to understand and perceive and easy to determine. Does not require sophisticated equipment. And next we have the electromagnetic properties, which having the visible wavelength of 400 to 700 nanometers. Okay. Then we have the optical properties. The appearance gives first impression about the quality of the food product, and the optical properties measuring the appearance and the texture of a material and are defined by the percentage of incident light that is reflected, transmitted, or absorbed by each wavelength. And defining of color is very important during the quality detection. Okay, so red, green, blue color system is used for that. Next, we have the acoustic properties, and based on the acoustic response generated by the product, we have the mechanical stroke or impulse and ultrasound waves that have the high power, low frequency ultrasonic excitation used to determine the fruit tissue properties and used to grade fruits and vegetables. Okay, so the limitations of the acoustic properties are the contact between the acoustic probe and the sample. So it is a destructive method and affected by the surface characters like cracks. Okay, then we have a electrical properties, and it depend mainly on the moisture content and the nature of water held. Chemically bound water exerts less influence than the free water, in which polar molecules can orient freely with applied electric field. And the limitations are the loss of viability, electrodes should touch that sample, and the radiological properties are the electromagnetic spectrum from X-ray to infrared have been you know have been used for the various applications. For example, the egg sorting, apple detection, apple defect detection, then real-time inspection of citrus fruits, checking firmness of fruits and vegetable, quality measurement of cheese, meat, and pork grading. Okay, so from this session, questions may be asked like, what is the food analysis? How did you analyze the food? Okay, and how many different methods we are using for analysis of the food products? So likewise, questions will be asked in your final exam, so prepare accordingly. And I hope it is clear to all. Thank you so much for watching this session.